everybody's patience, finally we have Pedro Diaz. As I thought about this night, immediately what came to mind when I thought about, Pedro was the first time that I met Pedro. And the story there is he was actually in 8th grade, and his dad had contacted me, wanted to meet to talk about, Mason soccer, and they were trying to make a decision of whether Pedro was going to attend Mason or maybe go elsewhere. And little did I know when we sat down to meet those years back when he was in 8th grade, just how talented a player, goalkeeper that we had in our middle school. And, so we talked about, what I envision for a talented goalkeeper. And certainly as Pedro came to the high school, he started to distinguish himself right away. And especially in a position where we had had some struggles prior to Pedro, he just stepped in as the JV green keeper as a 9th grader, helped that team have a tremendous year, and then, this was his 3rd year of varsity soccer. I could go on and on about Pedro, but I will say this: there can be no doubts whatsoever, and I think Coach Schaefer, who's been around for quite some time, there can be no doubt that this young man, far and away, is the best goalkeeper that we've had here at Mason. He's consistently shown that talent, but also the dedication, a lot of the intangibles. Being a goalkeeper is a very difficult position to play. You take a lot of knocks every day in practice. We love practicing on turf, but it's hard for keepers to dive time after time. And he doesn't take any shots off. He's always challenging himself to try to save everything that our players send his way. His leadership in the off-season, it became very apparent who the leader on the team was. And that's not easy to handle that role in a way that's not overbearing and still have the respect of your teammates, but Pedro was able to do that, and it's a credit to him as a person. Finally, the Lakota West game. The penalty kick shootout, I didn't look forward to it, but I did feel good about having our goalkeeper. And I was hoping, we would make more of our shots, but to their credit, their goalkeeper made some outstanding saves. But I've watched a lot of soccer over the years, and I don't think I've ever seen a goalkeeper save 4 penalty shots that were going to go in. And the fashion in which he did it, it was dramatic, it was to both sides. It was an unbelievable display, and it's one that I'll never forget. And, I think if any player is going to, basically will his team to victory in a regional championship, I'm certainly glad that it was Pedro, because I think he had paid his dues and had played so well for such a long time in a critical position that, even though it was more dramatic than I would have preferred, as it was all said and done, I was just glad that this was the young man that really brought home that regional championship trophy for the first time to Mason High School. With that being said, I just want to say, Pedro, I'm extremely glad and grateful that you chose to come to Mason High School. The mark that you've made here is one that I will always remember. So thank you very much.